How little can you get away with paying for a hybrid laptop? I'm Dan Ackerman, and this is the HP Pavilion X360. This is an 11.6-inch hybrid, which means that it spends part of its time as a traditional clamshell laptop, but it can also twist around and become a tablet, much like Lenovo's Yoga line. You can put it in this kind of mode that's like a kiosk. You can flip it up like this, and they call this a table tent, and of course then you fold the entire thing down, and it becomes a tablet. Obviously you have the touchscreen there, and on the back you still have your keyboard and touchpad, but in tablet mode those are deactivated. Like a lot of the best hybrids, this thing works fairly well as a traditional clamshell laptop, which means that when you have it set up like this, you don't really even notice that it's a tablet or a hybrid. You could just use it as a regular laptop and it's fine. I especially like that the keyboard is nice and big and the touchpad is fairly large. The 11.6-inch screen is just a 1366 by 768 screen, but that's what you would expect at this size. The key here is this guy is less expensive than just about anybody else in this hybrid space. This model starts at $399. For that you get an Intel Pentium CPU and 4 gigs of RAM, regular 500 gig hard drive. We've got a little upgrade in this one. It's got 8 gigs of RAM for another like $75. Seems like a fairly worthwhile upgrade. Gives you just a little bit of boost to performance. Now the downside here is you're not going to get the same level of performance that you'd get with your big $1,000 15-inch laptop. If you stick with the Windows interface over here, things still feel fairly zippy. My big downside to this particular system is that the screen, it's pretty low quality. It doesn't get very bright, and off-axis viewing is terrible, especially with this overly bright screen. If you even are anywhere near daylight, you can hardly see it. When you have a more expensive system, obviously you get a higher quality display, and it gets brighter, and it's more useful in that tablet mode where you're handling it and moving it around, especially if you want to share content with people. This screen is especially bad for that. But again, it's $400. Lenovo makes an 11-inch version of the Yoga called the Yoga 2 11. That's about $100 more. It's about $500 for a decent configuration of that. Also a very low power system, but a much nicer screen. Certainly something worth taking a look at. I'm Dan Ackerman, and this is the HP Pavilion X360.